Hey guys, today we want to talk about hiring. How do you hire painters? I had a request on YouTube to do this video. I know it's very important to other painting contractors, really any business. So how do we hire people? We went through the same things everybody else. We would try to hire people, just the best painters. You can paint, you're great. You worked for a company for 20 years, great, you're hired. People would walk through the door and say they had their own business for 15 years, or they just worked for this company for 10 years. They're the best painters in the world, they can do anything. We heard it all. And we fell for it. We hired them. What happened was, we come to find out, well, they didn't share the same values as us. We wouldn't want to be around these people. Yeah, great painters, maybe. Maybe the job went well, but they just rubbed you the wrong way. They rubbed the customers the wrong way. They rubbed the fellow painters the wrong way. So after speaking to a lot of people that I kind of look up to, our business coach, which is Nolan Painting, Summit Services, a bunch of other people, Art Snarzik is another one, we decided that we need to hire on values. What does that mean? It might mean that you're not a painter. You never painted in your life. It might mean you painted for a year or two, you have a little bit of experience. It might mean that some of these people that have worked for us, we had to ask to leave. So, values, right here, hiring values for our company. Our values are dependability, accountability, relationships, and commitment. I'm going to go over each one. So now, when we're interviewing people, we have straight questions that we're looking for to make sure that they fit these. So dependability, that's pretty obvious. You know, we depend on these guys and girls to show up. If they're not showing up, we don't make money off of them. We're billing for hours as a painting contractor. So every hour is money. Money made, money lost, or neutral. So if they don't show up and there's work to be done, and we can't go to do the work, that's lost revenue, or lost income. So it's very important to be dependable. Dependable for your crew too. If you show up, we're painting a warehouse, and you have a team on the job, 3 or 4 people, and you lose one, that's pretty significant. If you lose the guy dumping the paint into the buckets for the sprayers. If you lose a sprayer, that hurts. So accountability, that means if something goes wrong on the job, you're accountable for it. What we found with the people who weren't accountable, they would blame everybody else. They'd blame the next guy. They'd blame the helper. They'd blame the customer. They'd blame the estimator. It was never ever their fault, ever. We know that's not true, because I know you mess up in life. I mess things up. I'll mess an estimate up. I'll mess a job up. I'll mess a conversation up. But use it to get better. Don't just blame somebody else. You keep blaming somebody else, at the end of it, there's going to be nobody else to blame. So that is a big one to us. Relationships. We're big on relationships, so we want to have a relationship with our customers and with our employees. If I don't want to be around an employee, that's not really a relationship. Even though they might do a great job on the jobs, we wouldn't want them here. We want to have a relationship with the customers. Same thing. If a customer doesn't want to have anything to do with us, they just want us to come in, paint, and get out and leave them alone, that's not really what we're looking for. And then commitment. We're looking for people to be committed here. Committed to their job, committed to their families, committed to the customer. We want a full 110% awesome experience for our customers. We also want them to be committed to their families, so they're here to make money for their families. Now, if any one of these isn't met, and we try to qualify these during a pre-screening for a phone call, for a pre-interview, and then we bring them in on an interview to go through these again. If they don't have one of them, we're done. Because if you bring somebody through, now you hired them, you find out that, hey, great, he's accountable, he has relationships, he's committed, but he only shows up 3 times a week. He's not dependable. I know what happens. It happens to us too. The project managers will say, oh, he did great on the last job. Let's let him go one more time. It sends the wrong message to everybody else on your crew, in your company. You have to invite them to leave right away. It might sound harsh, but to grow your company, that's what you have to do. Now, if it's only, yourself, one or two other painters, you can probably get away with some of these. Because I could take myself and another painter and one other guy, we'd be fine. We'd make a lot of money for a couple weeks. The problem is when you want to scale your company up, you can't do everything yourself with 2 or 3 other guys. You want to have 20, 30, 40 painters. You need to have all these running on like a motor. It all needs to run correctly. If not, your motor's going to break down and you're going to start losing good people too. If you put people who don't have these around people who do, you're going to have a clash. Who wins? We don't know. Again, what happened to us, we hired anybody. This is early on. We hired anybody. And what we found was the guys who weren't dependable didn't show up. The guys who weren't accountable blamed everybody else. People who didn't want to have any relationships with anybody were miserable, angry people. And people who weren't committed, well, they'd be out working for another company, doing side work, just not showing up because they had another job to do. That's not committed. So all this again right here, we can't train this. We can't train you to be dependable. I can't train you to be accountable, to have relationships, and to be committed. We can train you to paint. So our theory is hire on value and train you and make a great employee. Everybody else needs to leave. All right, that's hiring, and good luck with your companies. Thanks.